Hey guys, good afternoon. Many of you have already heard this story, but for those of you tuning in, I'm going to be sharing again the vision that I had of Jesus. He did not reveal himself to me and give me a vision to just keep it to myself. So, any chance I get, I share this vision. I had it when I was 16. And there are so many just revelations that I could share from this one vision. So many things that he taught me. So I wanted to take this opportunity to come on here and share the vision with you today, and then lesson number one that I got from it. So today's day one, and I'm gonna for the next however many days, however long God wants me to. I'm gonna come on here and share with you something else I learned from this vision. So I hope it touches you and inspires you. Jesus is real, very, very, very real. And I had this vision before I knew anything about signs and visions, and didn't know much about the Bible. I didn't grow up in the church. I wasn't a learned Christian at the time. And honestly, even when I had the vision, there were a lot of Christians out there that kind of thought I was a little crazy. Christians and non-Christians alike, but I'm going to share it boldly. So, okay, I will just start with the vision and how it started. Okay, so I'm a dreamer. I have dreams all the time. I have vivid dreams. I have lucid dreams. I'm a dreamer, and this, my friend, was not a dream. It was out of body. I was taken up in the spirit. I could feel all of my senses were like alive, and yeah, it was amazing. So it started off with me walking the earth, and the earth at that time was really like unsettled. There was this feeling of chaos, confusion. Everything was in disarray. My cat's getting hungry, so she's gonna. Hi, kitty. Start to bug me. Okay, so everything was in disarray. Everything was confusing. Nothing made sense here on Earth. Gravity was slightly off. Um, we weren't quite fastened to the ground as we normally are. Like there wasn't that weight of gravity keeping us attached to the earth. Like it was basically like we were walking on the moon. The structures, the houses were like floating slightly above ground to where you could see the foundations like exposed. Just complete disarray. And I remember walking and like feeling confused, but then I looked up and I saw that all the planets were pulled closer to the earth and they were all perfectly aligned. So you could see all the planets. It was beautiful. And then shortly after, an angel came over to me and she took my hand. She took my left hand and I took it back and we started ascending. And we went up and over the clouds. And I asked her if this was heaven, and she said yes. Just kind of nonchalantly, like, yeah, and okay, all right then. So we're in heaven, and I saw this big golden mansion, this huge golden mansion, and I walked inside. And it was sort of like a waiting room of sorts. Like as I walked in, I saw there was a table with chairs, and on the wall was a picture of a bee on a flower. And then there was a hallway to my right, just straight ahead to the right. And I walked down the hallway, and it was lined with angels. And these angels represented, I mean, all different ethnicities. And I know we're neither male nor female in heaven. We're, Jew or Gentile or anything like that. But they represented, they were just all different colors. There was diversity in heaven. I'm trying to be as detailed as possible so I don't leave anything out. Okay, to my left, there was a doorway with no door, just a doorway. And I walked through the doorway, and I knew who stood before me. Jesus stood before me. Like, he didn't have to introduce himself. I just knew it was Jesus. And to be honest, I felt this reverence and this kind of weight of glory, this holiness, that like, who am I to stand before him? And there was this brick partition within the room, and I hid behind it. And I peeked out from around the brick partition, and there was Jesus standing just with his arm, like his left arm, stretched out towards me. And so I inched forward. I came out from behind the wall, and I took his hand. And as soon as I touched his hand, my knees buckled. Like, there was no way I could stand in his presence. Like, my knees just buckled, and I fell to the ground. And all I could feel was love, like this overwhelming sense of wholeness, completeness, in want of nothing, missing nothing. Like, I didn't desire to go back to earth. I didn't desire to go back to my real life. Like, when you are in the presence of Jesus, you are filled up to overflowing, and all you can feel is just this like love and joy. And there's no words for it. Like, the only way that I could express how I was feeling within this vision were just tears, like streaming out of me. I was bawling my eyes out. And so I had a hold of his hand, and he pulled me close, and then he just held me. He hugged me, and he said, "Mercedes, stop being so stubborn. It's all going to be okay." The best. So my husband just walked in. After having that vision, I wake up, and when I woke up, I was still bawling. And the lesson that I want to share really quickly with you today from that is that even though things may appear chaotic here on earth, they are not chaotic in heaven. God is not a God of chaos. In fact, Isaiah 45:18 says, "For the Lord is God, and he created the heavens and earth and put everything in place. He made the world to be lived in, not to be a place of empty chaos. I am the Lord," he says, "and there is no other." So in the in the vision, the planets were all aligned. So on Earth, it felt chaotic. It felt like everything was in disarray, like everything just felt wrong. But yet the heavens were ordered. The planets were aligned. So heaven is very much under his command. And in fact, anytime things seem chaotic here on earth, I mean, we live in a fallen world. We have free will. He has created us human beings to have free will. And with that, it's bound to get messy. But I take comfort in the fact that even if things feel chaotic here on earth, nothing escapes his notice. He is always in control. Everything is always under his command. And in fact, even if something is not necessarily something that he ordered, he still allows certain things to exist. He gives it permission to exist for a time. Now, we know that time won't last forever, but also, his angel armies are ordered. His angel armies are under his command. An angel came to get me. Like, she came to collect me and bring me into his presence. And then the hallway was aligned with angels. All of his angel armies are under his command. Another thing is, he is like the eye in the storm. So even if it seems chaotic, like, he is the eye of the storm. He is the calm in the midst of the storm. And everything is ordered like a symphony, almost like he's meticulous. There's nothing that exists without his notice. He sees everything. And to me, that's really comforting. So that's lesson number one. And I'll come back on over the next couple days and share other things that I learned from that vision as well. So God bless you. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi, babe.
What are you doing?
I was doing a video. Yeah.